Hey viewers, day 113, 6th of July, and it's official. I did get bitten by a tick and I did get Lyme disease. The good news is it's Lyme disease that is curable by just taking the medication. There is another Lyme disease, once you've got it in your system, you can't get it out, and that's not the one I've got. So that's why I was run down. The boys are right and I was wrong. It wasn't a heat stroke or just a typical bug. It was from a tick. And tomorrow we're still going to head out. I've got extra medication to take for another week. The nurse says hiking won't affect it. I won't feel run down as long as I'm taking that medication twice a day. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. We went to the movies today just to break it up, and it's a bit cooler, and tomorrow is supposed to be a much nicer day, with a cooler temperature. There's wind. We've got the windows open now, and definitely a much cooler day than it has been the last 6, so that has also helped. We're going to jump forward to Norwich or something like that. It's right next to Hanover, which is the border between Vermont and New Hampshire. I'm still not overly keen about doing all the mountains, but at least the mountains will be going up to look at some views. We're missing most of Vermont. It's about 140 miles, but that'll still mean I go over 2,000 miles for the whole trip, and I still think that's a massive achievement. It also still makes it much more likely that I'd get right to the end, and I'd much rather see Mount Katahdin than Mount Glastonbury, because there's not a lot to see from Glastonbury except a whole lot of pine trees and a fire tower, and I probably won't get to the top of the fire tower to see over the pine trees or cypress trees. So yeah, that's the day today. Just going to get up in the morning, sort our stuff out, head up. Mark's offered to take us up there, which is again very kind of him again. It is about a 4-hour round trip for him, 2 hours up, 2 hours back, and we'll probably then look to head out and hike a smaller mountain tomorrow, and then move on from there. So yeah, good news that I know what it is. I'm feeling so much better. I do not want to go through that 4 days again. I knew something felt very wrong. I don't think I'd ever really had heat stroke before, and I definitely hadn't had Lyme disease before, so it was really hard for me to judge what it was, but I've never felt as sick as I felt and faint as I felt in that shower in that first day at the motel. So very thankful to the Catamount Motel in Bennington for allowing me into the motel at 9 o'clock. They were going to let me sit in the office. He saw I was pretty distressed. He got us a room straight away and let us go in at 9 a.m. in the morning. And because of that, I was able to have showers and lie down, at least in semi-air condition, because it kept failing because it was so hot. But yeah, very thankful to the help they gave. Also, when Festus asked the next day if there was a medical care centre, they quickly gave us directions, offered any assistance they could give if they needed a vehicle or anything like that. So they were really helpful. A good bunch of people, and it was a clean motel, and it was the cheapest one on the books that we've got. So for the amount of money it was going to charge us, or they did charge us, was great service. So I highly recommend anyone in this area wants to stay somewhere, go to the Catamount Motel. Alright, again, I'll probably show Mark a bit more tomorrow just to say thank you, and I'm very thankful for Festus. He's been very patient waiting for me. I think he's enjoyed the bit of the time off, but I also know that he likes to keep moving, keep active, so it's been appreciated by my wife and myself that he stuck around to make sure I was okay. So now he's got to put up with my Australian antics while we're on the hike. So, all right, I'll catch you tomorrow on day 114 when I start hiking again. Hope I still got some trail legs. I've just been told off by Festus. He just wants me to reiterate that again, that he was right and I wasn't correct. That it was a tick and it wasn't heat stroke. So just clarifying.